Alright guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So if you've been going through our previous analysis on Nasdaq US 100, the daily time frame, you see that we're looking at price to trade to this bearish fair value gap here, and you've seen how it has traded off that and rejected from that point, started selling from there. Alright, so you can check our previous analysis video for that. I will put a date for the video in the description. So going through to the 1 hour time frame, so we'll be doing a quick review on the sells I took today. I also took a buy, but that buy was on another account that does not use MT5, but I shared the one on Facebook. The one on Facebook I shared was the one I executed with MT5, and that was just in the 10 a.m. New York time window, right? So the logic was just built on price taking out this buy side liquidity here. You can call it a turtle soup, that's fine. So this is a buy side liquidity here. Once you took out this buy side liquidity here, you see how the body of the candlestick still stays below that. So that's showing you that it is very heavy to the downside, encouraging a lot of sells for me personally. And so we had this bearish fair value gap here, so it's also rejecting from the low of this bearish fair value gap. So I can scale to the 30-minute time frame to see what we have there. All right, so we still have this big gap here, and you still see how the body of the candlestick stays below that, right? So 15 minutes, same thing, right? So the first buys I took, I'm going to share it, the screenshot of the buys I took just in the 9 a.m. that's after the 9:30 opening bell time window. I'm going to share the buys I took, so you see why I took that buys on my other account, which is not MT5. So this is the buys just right here. So this is just a trade review, right? So we had this bullish fair value gap here. Don't worry, don't mind that the chart has a lot of annotation. Once we go to the lower time frame, it will make a whole lot of sense to you. So you see we had this bullish 15 minutes fair value gap here, and just at this time we had a 30 minutes bearish fair value gap. Let me show you that. So this 30 minutes bearish fair value gap, but I noted that we've taken a sell side, that we are just in a sell side, and there's always a very potential reversal always likely to happen at this point. Reason being that there are a lot of people that have placed their stop right here. This is a swing low. This swing low here will be very obvious once we get to the 5-minute and 1-minute time frame. So this is also a swing low. I would have looked at price trading to this sell side liquidity, but we already had a 15-minute bullish fair value gap, so I had to keep an eye and also mark that. So I had that on my chart. So on the 5-minute time frame, just in the 9:30 opening bell, you see this quick displacement to the upside. It was so fast. From this quick displacement, I just knew that we were trading to this buy side, and subsequently the high of this bearish fair value gap, the low I mean of this bearish fair value gap, and we also have that there is a buy side just above that point there, the buy side I showed you from the 1 hour time frame. So that was a very high possible target, right? So, and you see how it broke through this 30-minute bearish fair value gap and inverted it. So once it inverted that, I knew that it was obviously going to go to the upside. So just here we took out the sell side liquidity, so very clearly we'll see the sell side liquidity here. You see there's a low, you see there's a low here. So once we pushed that sell side liquidity there, displaced higher, disrespected this bearish fair value gap, inverted it. So just at this bearish fair value gap, I got in this inversion fair value gap 30 minutes from the 30-minute time frame. I got in a buy here, looking at it to trade higher. So I got out around this area here. I'm going to share this particular trade, the screenshot, just at this area, and my stop loss was just below here. and it's just in our time window, the 9 a.m. to the 10 a.m. So by 10 a.m. I was already out, and 10 a.m. should be this candle here. Before this, I was already out. Once I had this quick expansion to the upside, I was a little bit, it was a little bit scary though, but I got out from here. I knew it was going to go to this low here. You see how we use this bullish fair value gap here to expand higher, but I could not wait that for any further drawdown, so I had to close at that point, right? So this is just it for the buys. Then also for the sells that you've seen the execution video if you're coming from Facebook and my WhatsApp. This is the execution video for the sells. So I'm going to be explaining it in this video right away. So I'll share every reason I added position and where I added and why I added the position and what the trade narrative was built on, and probably you can also get how to build a framework on execution, also build a strategy that looks like this, unique to you too, right? So let's get right in. Community. So you see that I took it just right at this bearish fair value gap, but I did not mark it, right? I did not mark it. The first entry was just at the low of this fair value gap, and we also have this as inversion fair value gap here. This is an inversion fair value gap, which validates a shift in market structure and also validates a turtle soup. You can write that down to help. Then we also have this inversion fair value gap here, which if you go to the higher time frame now, you see that at this point here, the body of the candlesticks in the higher time frame still stays below this buy side liquidity that was taken, and there is a bearish fair value gap here. And mind you, there is also a bearish fair value gap at that point in the 2 hours time frame, the same bearish fair value gap. So more like a collabo fair value gap. They are in sync, they overlap each other, and there's also a 4 hours bearish fair value gap too. This is a 4 hours bearish fair value gap, so that's why it's really strong at that point. So this was the one I executed once it took out that buy side. Once it took out that buy side, and remember there's a 15-minute bullish fair value gap just right here. So I had this 15-minute bullish fair value gap right here. I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame so you see that too. So my stop loss was just right above here. I kept it above this bearish fair value gap. Then I got out at this, the midpoint. I left it up to this point. I got out here, this point here, and then this is the 15-minute bullish fair value gap here. That's the midpoint of that bullish fair value gap. That's why I got out from the midpoint here. So I said that I've said before that ICT concept is literally not a strategy, right? It's just a concept. You need to build a strategy of it. It's just a concept of fair value gaps, buy side liquidity, and how to have good narrative about the market. You need to build a strategy, how you want to work with those concepts, right, with time, and it explains a lot about timing too. So ICT concept is really not a strategy. You need to build a strategy, a special model for yourself. Every strategy you build with ICT concept for yourself is unique to you, right? So a lot of people can argue about that, but you need to build a model around ICT concept. ICT will tell you why what works. Will tell you why this is an inversion fair value gap, why this a bullish fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap, what you should expect at some point. So you need to sit back now, put in some screen time, and build the strategy. So that's it. Thank you for coming around to study. No, really, thank you. Though you're also learning too from this. So that's it for today. This is just a quick review and breakdown of the trade I took today, right? I just trust this was very insightful and you've learned a whole lot, right? So till next time or till next video, see you then.